everyone. I am Preeti Raju Solapur, first year CSE student of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I am back with the programming language Python. Today I am today I am going to represent upon the topic opening a file, different type of operation after opening a file. Python file operation. A file is a container in computer storage devices used for storing the data. When we want to read from or write to a file, we need to open it first. When we are done, it needs to be closed so that the resources that are tied with the file are freed. File handling. The key function for working with file in Python is open function. The open function takes two parameters, file name and mode. There are 7 different methods for opening a file. Read mode. It is used to open a file for reading. Write mode. It is used to open a file for writing. Creates a new file if it does not exist. The file if it exists. X mode. It is used to open a file for exclusive creation. If the file already exists, the operation fails. Append mode. It is used to open a file for appending at the end of the file without truncating it. Creates a new file if it does not exist. T mode, it is used to open in a text mode. B mode, it is used to open in a binary mode. Plus mode, it is used to open a file for updating, both reading and writing. Opening a file with the open function. To open a file with the open function, you pass it in string path indicating the file you want to open. It can be either an absolute or relative path. The open function returns a file object. Try it by creating a text file named hello.txt using Notepad or TextEdit. Type hello world as the content of this text file and save it in your user home folder. Then if you are using the Windows, enter the following into the interactive cell. Hello file is a variable in which to open a hello.txt file, it is present in your home folder and it is present in users folder. If you are using a operating system X, enter the following into the interactive cell. Instead, it is a different from previous statement. In previous statement, we are using a Windows operating system. Therefore, we used a backslash. Now, as we are using the operating system like X or Linux, forward slash is used instead of backslash. Make sure to replace your home folder with your computer username. For example, my username is wafer. Wafer consists of wafer present in user folder and wafer contains a hello.txt on Windows. Both these commands will open the file in reading plain text mode or read mode for short. When a file is open in read mode, Python lets you only read data from the file. You can't write or modify it in any way. Read mode is the default mode for files you open in Python. But if you don't want to rely on Python's default, you can explicitly the mode by passing the string value r as the second argument to open. So if you specify the reading mode, then the file will open in reading mode. Else, if you open a same file without specifying the reading mode, it will do the same thing because by default, if mode is not specified, the file is open in read mode. The call to open returns a file object. A file object represents a file on your computer. It is simply another type of value in Python, much like the list and dictionaries you are already familiar with. In the previous example, you sorted the file object in the variable hello file. Now, whenever you want to read from or write to the file, you can do so by calling method on the file object in hello file. Reading file in Python. After we open a file, we use the read method to read the contents. Variable file1 is declared in which we open a test.txt file in read mode. Then read contents file object is declared in which file1 is read. Then we print the read content as file 1 contains the string as this is a test file, hello from the test file. Writing a file in Python. After we open a file, use the write method to write its contents. If we select a write mode, then the existing text will be overwritten by the new data. First, we declare the background file variable in which we open a background.txt file in write mode. Next, we assign a background.file function to the background.txt file by passing a hello world as argument. Next, we close the background file by using a close function. Now the same background file is open as previous, then we assign a file object called content in which background file is assigned to read function, then we close the background file using the close function. Next, print the content. Now the output we have as the hello world. Append file in Python. If you want to add more data to an already created file, then the mode should be append in which append mode. First, we declare a background file variable in which we open a background.txt file in append mode. Next, we assign a background file function to the background is not a vegetable, passing a hello word as argument. Next, we close the background file by using a close function. Now, the same background file is open as previous, then we assign a file object called content in which background file is assigned to read function, then we close the background file using a close function. Next, print the content. Now, we have the hello word, bacon is not a vegetable. And last operation is closing a file in Python. When we are done with the performing a operation on the file, we need properly close the file. Closing a file will free up the resource that were tied with the files. It is done using the close method in Python. Variable file 1 is declared in which we open a test.txt file in read mode. Then read contains a file object is declared in file 1 is read. Then we print this is a test file, hello from the text file. Then using a close function, we close a file that is file.close. Then we have the output as this is a test file, hello from the test file. Thank you.